You know?
I
really
have,
do. I think you cheated.
I have a parenting question for the panel. Are you guys ready for this?
Yes, all of us fathers. Yeah. See if we can help Woody out.
Yeah. These are the perfect people to come to.
Oh yeah.
So, this was like 3 hours ago or something like that. I decided to take Colin to play Pokemon Go. Now, the temperature outside is like 66, and it's starting to mist a little. Definitely not rain, just like barely misty. And I throw on a hoodie because we're both wearing shorts and T-shirts. And I say, Colin, do you want a hoodie? I think he should have one. But I ask him, and he says, it's not cold out. I was like, well, it's kind of medium, and it's misty. Like, I'm wearing mine. Do you want yours? And he says, no. By the time we get to the end of the driveway, his mom's calling me. Why do you have a hoodie on and he doesn't? And I said, you know what? I kind of agree with you, but this is how kids learn. You know, it's his call. And she's like, you won't be the one taking care of him when he's sick. To which I replied, and I'm only like 60% sure this is right. Cold doesn't make people sick. Viruses do. He'll be fine.
Yes.
So
True.
the panel has agreed. Anyway, would a better parent have forced him to wear a hoodie or let him learn from a hoodie? You know, because he wanted it, right? He's there freezing. I put the windshield up for him and snuggle him. He clearly decided afterwards that he should have followed my advice, but
You should have brought the hoodie in reserve and then let him get all chilly and shivery and been like, should have brought your hoodie, huh? Yeah, I should have. I did. And then you look like a genius because you knew all along.
Yeah.
that would have been a better option.
I used to do all sorts of like stupid shit when I was young. Like I legitimately just didn't get cold when I was young. I'm 23, but when I was like 14 and 15,
Back
we'd go to
before
soccer
you
practice.
got old, right?
Yeah, before puberty. No, but like I would go to soccer practice in shorts and a short sleeve T-shirt, and it's like 45 degrees out, and I was just like, it wasn't that bad, but it was also kind of like, I don't know, I just didn't want to bother with taking it off and putting it on and shit, so I didn't get sick. It's not the cold that makes you sick.
Yeah, I guess like cold could make you sick if you get soaking wet and then just sit out there and get whipped by wind for an hour. But I mean, I did the same thing, but I was a little bit spiteful with it. Like, I didn't get that cold as a kid. And I think kids don't get cold because your mind's just on other things. You're just so wildly like in fantasy worlds that you're not thinking about being cold. And I would never wear coats and jackets, and I would be, looking back, a little bit spiteful to my mom or dad. And they'd be like, hey, do you need a coat? And of course, in my little kid head, I'm like, they have no idea that I'm cold. They're just offering to be considerate. But really, I was probably like, no, I'm not cold. I don't need your coat.
I'll make the decision myself.
Yeah, this is my decision, and you're not going to undercut it. I'm 8.
In all of Taylor's little kid stories, I picture them with a full beard. Like Taylor at 8 years old, fully bearded, like, no, I'm not cold.
Yeah.
just having hit puberty at birth, because
That's how I always full beard. Like back when I was 2, I was a kid on a leash. I'm sure I've mentioned that before. I was a leash kid in the mall.
I didn't. Did you say that before? You had the leash.
I may have mentioned it. I wasn't a regular leash kid. I was like a misbehaved one too many times, like a dog in the park, and so then I had to be taken to the mall a couple times on a leash just to reestablish those boundaries, and then you get taken off the leash again. But it was just a wrist leash because I guess my mom didn't want to go whole hog into the leash thing, because a lot of them are like basically a harness where you could be like, get back here, and the whole kid just because you're just a child. But like what I would do, and my mom tells me it better than I do, obviously, but I'd let some slack form in the line while she was at, like, I don't know, White House Black Market or whatever fucking stupid store she dragged me to, and I just let some slack in, and she said she'd turn around and there'd just be a wrist cuff laying on the floor at the mall, and I would have ran off, and I didn't like cause mischief or anything at the time. What I liked playing hide and go seek, and in the middle of those big things of clothes, you know how there's, I don't know, 600 of those in a Macy's, and there's like 5 stores like Macy's in every mall. It was just I wouldn't listen to the announcers at the mall where they'd be like, well, Taylor, please come to KB Toys. Will you come to KB Toys? We know you want a toy. But I grew out of that phase. I don't run away from people at the mall anymore.
I
but
love
you
hiding
still
in
hide in
those.
the clothes racks.
Still hiding the clothes as an adult man. Just
In a clown
Sir, we
costume.
need you to get out of here.
You're scaring
So
the
what's
kid. This is
going
the
on with
kids
the clown?
section.